Hello and welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into a topic that touches many of our lives: finances. Specifically, we're going to explore some profound, time-tested biblical principles that can lead to financial breakthrough and overflow. Now, this isn't about some get-rich-quick scheme. It's about shifting our perspective, our habits, and our hearts to align with timeless wisdom. Ready to unlock some spiritual secrets to financial well-being? Let's begin. Our journey starts with a foundational concept: stewardship. The Bible teaches that everything we have ultimately belongs to God, and we are managers, or stewards, of those resources. Think about the parable of the talents in Matthew 25. The master entrusts his wealth to his servants, and he rewards those who manage it wisely and make it grow. He wasn't just happy they didn't lose it, he was pleased they were productive. This principle challenges us to see our income, our homes, our possessions, everything not just as ours to consume, but as resources entrusted to us. When we adopt this mindset, every financial decision becomes an opportunity to honor that trust. It's no longer about what can I get, but what is the wisest thing to do with what I've been given. This shift from owner to steward is the first, crucial key. Next, let's talk about the principle of giving, often referred to as sowing and reaping. Galatians 6-7 says, "Do not be deceived, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." While this applies to all areas of life, it has powerful financial implications. The Bible consistently encourages generosity. Proverbs 11:24 puts it beautifully: "One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty." It seems counterintuitive, right? In a world that tells us to accumulate and hoard, this principle asks us to release and give. This isn't about giving to get. It's about cultivating a generous heart that trusts in a source bigger than our own bank account. This is where tithing comes in for many, the practice of giving the first 10% of one's income. It's an act of faith and priority, putting God first before all other expenses. But it's also about spontaneous generosity, helping a neighbor, supporting a cause you believe in, buying a coffee for a stranger. When we sow seeds of generosity, we open our lives to a harvest of blessing, which often includes financial provision, sometimes in the most unexpected ways. Now, let's get practical with the third principle: diligent work and planning. The Bible is filled with praise for hard work and warnings against laziness. Proverbs 10:4 says, "Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth." This isn't just about showing up to a job. It's about working with excellence, integrity, and a spirit of service. It's about using the skills and talents you've been given to the best of your ability, as if you were working directly for God. Colossians 3:23 encourages us, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." But diligence also extends to planning. Proverbs 21:5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." This is a clear call to budget, to plan for the future, and to have a vision for our finances. It means knowing where your money is going. Creating a budget isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. It's about telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. This is wisdom in action. The fourth secret is contentment. This one might surprise you, but it is incredibly powerful. In a culture of constant comparison and consumerism, the Bible offers a radical alternative: contentment. The Apostle Paul wrote in Philippians 4:11-12, "I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation." Financial breakthrough is just about having more. It's about being at peace with what you have. Contentment breaks the cycle of if only I had a bigger house, a newer car, a higher salary, then I'd be happy. Contentment frees you from the trap of debt that's driven by a desire to impress others or fill an emotional void. When you are content, you make financial decisions from a place of peace and wisdom, not desperation or envy. This allows you to live within your means, save for the future, and be generous, creating a stable foundation for true financial overflow. Principle number 5 is the avoidance of debt. The Bible has some strong words about debt. Proverbs 22:7 says, "The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender." Being in debt can create immense stress and limit your freedom. It mortgages your future and can keep you in a cycle of just trying to keep up. Now, the Bible doesn't outright forbid all borrowing. Sometimes it's necessary for a home or education. But it warns against casual, consumer-driven debt. The principle here is to be incredibly cautious about borrowing and to have a clear, aggressive plan to pay off any debt you have. Imagine the freedom of having no monthly payments except for your regular living expenses. Imagine what you could do with that money: save, invest, give. Breaking free from the slavery of debt is a massive step toward financial overflow. It requires discipline and sacrifice, but the freedom on the other side is absolutely worth it. The 6th biblical secret is to seek wisdom and counsel. Proverbs 15:22 says, "Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed." When it comes to our finances, we shouldn't try to figure it all out on our own. This could mean reading books by trusted financial experts. It could mean talking to a financial planner or an accountant. It could also mean finding a wise, older person in your community who has managed their money well and asking for their advice. There is no shame in admitting you don't have all the answers. In fact, it's a sign of wisdom to seek help. Be discerning about where you get your advice, of course. Look for people with a track record of integrity and success. A good counselor won't just tell you what to do. They'll help you understand the principles so you can make wise decisions for yourself long term. Don't let pride or fear keep you from getting the guidance that could change your financial future. And finally, the 7th and perhaps most important secret is faith and trust. Ultimately, our financial security doesn't rest in our job, our bank account, or our investment portfolio. It rests in God. Jesus speaks about this in Matthew 6, telling us not to worry about our life, what we will eat or drink, or about our body, what we will wear. He points to the birds of the air and the lily of the field, highlighting how God provides for them. He then says, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." This is a call to trust. It's a call to put our priorities in the right order. When our primary focus is on our relationship with God and living a life that honors Him, He promises to take care of our needs. This doesn't mean we sit back and do nothing. We've already talked about diligent work and planning. It means we do our part, and we trust God with the results. This trust removes the fear and anxiety that so often surround money, allowing us to operate from a place of peace and confidence. So, let's recap these 7 powerful secrets. First, embrace your role as a wise steward, not an owner. Second, cultivate a generous heart through giving and sowing. Third, commit to diligent work and practical planning. Fourth, find freedom in contentment, breaking the cycle of comparison. Fifth, make a plan to avoid and eliminate debt. Sixth, humbly seek wisdom and counsel from trusted sources. And seventh, anchor everything in faith and trust in God's provision. Implementing these principles won't magically make $1 million appear in your account overnight. This is a journey, not a sprint. It's about building a solid foundation, brick by brick, that can support not just financial stability, but true, lasting overflow and abundance that allows you to live fully and give generously. Start with 1. Maybe this week, you can focus on creating a budget, or maybe you can make a conscious effort to practice contentment. Whatever you choose, start today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been encouraging and insightful for you. If it has, please give this video a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these principles resonated with you the most? Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.